The episode was really fucking dark, though.
When I was seeing all these things about it before I'd seen it, and it was just like Game of Thrones fans weren't prepared for how dark the episode would be, and I'm like, oh shit! So what? Like, what do you mean weren't prepared for how dark this episode?
It's
Like,
called
this
The
is
Long Night.
This is like no, but like at the same as in dark, as in like tonally dark. And I'm just like, what do you mean? This is Game of Thrones. This is like, this shit gets as dark as it gets.
Yeah, like Red Wedding.
And then I didn't realize they meant literally dark, like a very like not great visibility. But,
I was fine with it though, because like I was watching in like a dark room, so like it was fine for me.
Yeah, and once the dragons came into play and they lit up the trenches and whatever, I felt like the episode then, you know, it was fine because there was like lots of light everywhere.
Yeah,
but so it was only like the first like quarter of the episode where things were quite dark, but I think that was the point. And I don't know, there was this whole thing with the cinematographer came out and released, he's just kind of like, you know, we made it so that everything you were meant to see you saw, and
right.
so and then people were like, oh, okay, I still couldn't fucking see anything. Well, yeah,
fair play. Welcome to another episode of More Cops on Duty podcast, episode 18. Dools, never thought we'd get here. We can drink now.
We're legal.
That's true. That's true.
He has to vote in the election next week as well.
Is it next week?
No, I think it's a weekend after the next. So
Democracy sausages, man. We're almost there. There. I'm one of your hosts, Harry. With me, of course, is the Arya Stark to my Night King, Edward Dools. Dooley Dools. How you doing today?
Well,
how you doing this week?
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Yeah, good. Haven't seen too much in the way of new films. Obviously, we've already talked about Endgame. I saw Endgame again.
Nice.
But I think you did as well.
No, I didn't end up.
You said it 3 times though, so you did
I've
see
seen
it
4 times, but
okay, well you've seen it a few times. But other than that, that preview was on Thursday, wasn't it? So,
yeah, I didn't end up going there. I had too much. I had work stuff. It's all good.
So yeah, I don't know. How about yourself? Watched anything new?
Well, Dools. We always like to start off every week. What we've been watching, what we've been playing.
Actually, sorry, that's not true. I'll go after you, but I have watched a couple things.
Okay, cool. By the way, just before we start, each and every Tuesday you can find More Cops on Duty podcast, which is your favourite podcast about movies, TV, and video games on all your favourite streaming services.
We've just decided it's your favourite, by the way.
Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. For up-to-date news and reviews, follow us on Instagram. We'll get it. We'll eventually update it. Every single week. This is the week. We'll see.
We'll do it after.
But yeah, so I forgot to mention it last week, but it ties in with a bit of the news this week. I watched the first episode of Twilight Zone. First episode, it's good. It's very underwhelming though. Okay. I love the idea of it. The idea is very Twilight Zone-y. Jordan Peele's a great narrator. But
how often does he appear throughout the episode narrating things?
Like the beginning and the end.
Okay.
Yeah. But it blends that really well. Apparently it gets really good after the first episode, so I'm probably going to continue it. But Kumail Nanjiani, the comedian from Silicon Valley, and he's from The Big Sick, directed. I'm not sure if he directed it, but he was in The Big Sick. He wrote it. He's the main character in the first episode, and it's about a comedian that I won't say what happens in it, but it's good. But I expected more, but apparently it gets a lot better.
Yeah, I think I've heard good things about the following episodes. I don't know how many have been released. I think it's been a weekly thing, but they released the first 2 at the same time, so we should have maybe 4 episodes up by now already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's on 10 play for us. I think
it's
I might
10 all access, 10 play for the first episode, and 10 all access you have to pay for.
Is there a free trial?
Probably. Everywhere has a free trial.
Might wait for it all to come out then.
Yeah, probably same. But Dools, what have you been watching? Because then we can talk about.
Yeah. So nothing. Here, I only watched the first 2 episodes just the other day. What is it? Love, Death, Sex, Robots? Or
Love, Death and Robots.
Love, Death and Robots.
What do you think?
Really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
First episode was awesome. Second one, bit of fun, not as cool as the first one.
That's the 3 robots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The third one's my favourite.
Okay, cool. So, I think, yes. How many have you watched? Because there's 18.
I've only seen 6.
Okay,
I'm really liking it.
I love how they're just bite-sized little
super short
things. Yeah. It's like, it's that anthology type format where, similar to Black Mirror or whatever, where it's just like every episode's different, but it's like it's like highly detailed animation. Like, the first one, like,
wait till you see the third episode.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, like the first episode, like, just
Very
like
much so.
just the environments themselves look realistic.
Yeah.
But of course the characters are clearly CG. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, going off those first 2 episodes, I love that it's just kind of like dystopian, robots, etc. So yeah, I'm all in. Can't wait to watch more.
Yeah, third episode is
so random as well. Like, Netflix are really
random.
going all in on anime, and I know this is an anime, but animated and that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
so
no,
like,
totally.
yeah, it just came out of nowhere. I don't know who directs it or who made it or
yeah,
whatever.
I'm not
But
too sure. But
yeah.
the third episode has an animation style very similar to Spider-Verse.
dope.
It's just really,
And they couldn't have copied them because this would have been in production for a while.
no,
So yeah,
but no, it's fucking awesome.
and that animation like that takes its time.
Yeah, man.
So
Spider-Verse took like 5 years to make.
yeah, I wouldn't surprise
Ridiculous.
me. Would not surprise me.
Ridiculous. Dools. Game of Thrones, Battle of Winterfell. What'd you think of it?
So I actually thought the episode was going to be called Battle of Winterfell, but
It's called The Long Night.
yeah, the long night. But of course that makes more sense. Look, I personally loved it. It subverted expectations as in typical Game of Thrones fashion. You expect. We're just going to spoil this, by the way. You expect. So yeah, I'm just going to jump.
It's been a week.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to jump right to. This is this is the last season of Game of Thrones. If you're not like watching when it comes out,
Yeah, or at least
then like
24
then
hours.
you open yourself up to spoilers. Like, it's not anyone's fault. Sorry. I'm just going to jump right to the end. I think I didn't see it coming. Of course, there was lots of foreshadowing. Arya killing the Night King. Am I a little disappointed it wasn't Jon versus Night King epic showdown? Slightly, but at the same time, it's like, well, why does it have to be that? I mean, I think, dude, there's 3 episodes left. Like, I still think Jon's going to have some big moments.
Fuck yeah.
I think they're definitely foreshadowing some conflict between him and Daenerys, so that's going to play out in a very interesting way. But I think Arya, is she Azor Ahai, that prophesized the prince who was promised? I don't know. So I mean, it raises all these interesting questions. But yeah, I mean, we can get into the cinematography and all that stuff. What do you think of the episode?
I really liked it. I've got a couple of things. I loved how Arya killed him. I thought that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I loved the bit where she's getting, like, the bit in the library, I loved.
Yeah, it was dope.
Where she's just, like, you can see how...
It definitely felt like it focused on her a bit more than Jon. And I think once she was saved by Beric and the Hound, I was like, oh, this is like... Why are we focusing on Arya so much?
Yeah.
And then,
I love it, where he's just like, Clegane, we need you. He goes, he's like, fuck off. And he's like, you can't kill death, it's fucking death. He's like, tell that to her. And like, she's like running away and shit. But yeah, the library bit was sick. And then when Beric basically just like fucking threw his flame sword and started fighting for Arya, and I'm just like, in my head, I was like, he was brought back for a reason. Because they kept saying that. Like the last 10 episodes at least.
How do you feel about Beric being brought back 19 times or 9 times only to, just pretty much have a hold the door moment?
Yeah.
For Arya. So
yeah, a little bit, but I really liked it. And I really liked the Melisandre saying
the Red Witch, the Red Woman,
the Red Woman with brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes. Green eyes could be Cersei.
Yes.
Brown
so I mean,
eyes
the only other person from her list that she's killed, I mean, the blue eyes waif, that blonde girl.
Maybe.
I don't know, maybe. But no, the blue eyes definitely has to be the Night King now. I mean, that was just they hit you over the head with that eventually.
But the Lannisters are always really described as having green eyes.
Yeah, so I think. And I've seen all kinds of theories as to how she'll kill her, and because there's the idea that, we think Jaime will be the one to kill her. What if it's Arya wearing Jaime's face?
That's what I was thinking as well. Yeah,
that's crazy. I don't. That's like almost too good to be
Yeah,
true.
that'd be such a satisfying way to die.
And I kind of wouldn't like that because I feel like Jamie's redemption arc has been so good, and to see him go out like that, like, oh, that'd be. But it's Game of Thrones, dude. I mean, because I would be depressed by that, even though it's you're finally getting fucking revenge on Cersei, that bitch. At the same time, it's like, oh, but man, Jamie has to go as well.
Yeah.
You know,
what if Bronn kills Jamie? Right, and then Arya uses his face that way. Could happen.
it's possible.
They really focused on Bronn being hired to kill the two, Tyrion and Jaime.
It will be interesting to see how that plays out, and whether he actually goes through with it, or whether his friendship and camaraderie with them will prevail.
There's only 3 episodes left. Oh man, I didn't like that they did the Dothraki at the beginning. I really didn't like that.
Yeah, and there's like a meme going around where it's just like all Total War, Age of Empire players just like watching that scene, just like fucking head in the palm of their hand, just like, what do you like? You'd never send the cavalry front on like that. Like,
no, but like it's not even that. They know that when they die, the death can use them, and there's 100,000 Dothraki. They said, right?
Yeah,
and they send them running into.
But for all of them to be snuffed out in like moments, like that's what? Come on!
I love the visual of all the lights. That was sick. Everyone can say that was sick. But like cavalry are used for shock and awe in war, right?
It doesn't work on the dead
but it doesn't work on not seeing the enemy. They sent them into darkness.
Yeah,
which I thought was beyond stupid.
John, Daenerys, who's not a seasoned commander, but John and Jorah and Grey Worm. I mean, where were their military minds in that moment? So that's why it's
bad. It's bad.
That's where it kind of was like style over substance, and it was very overtly.
Very much so. Dools, we had some predictions last week.
Yes.
So I'm just going to go through them. Jon Snow, we both said lived. Daenerys, we both said lived. Tyrion, both said lived. He lived.
Mm-hmm.
Sansa, we both said dies. She lived. Arya, we both said lived. She lived. Bran, fucking close. Both said lived. He lived. Grey Worm, we both said died. Fucking surprisingly, he abandoned his troops and he lived.
Well,
someone had to close the.
Yeah.
I know. Theon, we both said died. He went out like a boss.
Yeah, I think Theon, that was a good way to close out his redemption arc.
Yes, I agree. I love that scene when Bran's just like, Theon, you're a good man.
Yeah.
Go kill yourself.
I think you know what you need to do now.
Yeah, see you, bud. Brienne of Tarth, you said died. I said lived. She lived. Tormund, we both said died. He lived. Not many people died.
This was the one disappointing part about the episode where it's just like, come on, like, I mean, like there were literally parts where we saw certain characters being overrun, like parts where I was just like,
Samuel Tarly died like 14 times.
Right, and Jaime and Bran were cornered. It seemed like they were just being absolutely fucking swarmed, and then it cut back, and then they're totally sweet. Like it's like, come on.
Yeah, no. Like Podrick should have died, but oh. Davos, we both said lived. He lived. Beric Dondarrion, we both said died. He died. Samuel Tarly, both said he lived. He lived. Jorah, both said died. He died. The Hound, we both said lived. He lived. The Night King, we both said lived. He died. And Varys, you said he lived. I said he died. And
so some people we missed there, even though I think it's easy to forget. No offense. Lyanna Mormont went out like a boss as well.
Went out like a champion.
And you knew that like they were going to give her a dope death. Like, I mean, I didn't know that she died, but like once like she was hit by that giant and then she went up to him, I was like, there's more to this.
Yeah.
But and Ed, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
Yep.
His watch has ended.
Yeah, his watch has ended. He saved Sam.
Yep.
And he's gone. But we both equaled. We only had 2 discrepancies, and one was right, the other one. But yeah, good episode. Keen for tomorrow.
Very keen.
See what's going to happen. But
I'm worried. I'm hoping it's just all gas now, and like I'm hoping there's not too much filler, and then the last 2 episodes are the big ones because yeah, I mean like.
Apparently, there's another battle in the 5th one.
Oh, there definitely will have to be. I think we're definitely going to see the Northern Army and Daenerys versus the Golden Company and the Lannister Army. That has to happen. But yeah,
How can they fight two dragons?
I mean,
It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good. Dools, it's 88 days until Hobbs and Shaw. Should we get into the news of the week?
let's do it. Give us a jingle, Has.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da. I don't know. Dools,
Terrible.
should we start with something good or something bad?
Has, look, I'm an optimist. Give me the good, and we'll deal with the bad when we get there.
Detective Pikachu reviews have come out.
Ooh,
It's looking real good. It's
Good.
looking real good.
Good.
People are saying it's not only the best video game movie ever made, that it's a really good movie.
I think the little because I mean it is a video game movie, but part of it's less like it's a movie based on a video game IP, but at the same time it's
Not based on a
transcended the games for a long time now. I mean it's had a really really long running animated show
Yeah.
for fucking Jesus 20 plus years. I feel like it's been on for ages. So it's always cross pollinated mediums and stuff, but I mean yeah, I'm actually not too, and it's done a ton of animated movies as well. So I mean yeah, the transition to live action is always a tricky one, but I'm actually not too surprised because they didn't try to base it off a game like Detective. Apparently there is a Detective Pikachu game, but I think this is like they've just like, well, let's base it on the character, and then
yeah.
we'll make up just some just like a little missing persons mystery to go along in the background.
It just looks like so
but
much
it's
fun.
mainly just about following Pikachu and this kid, and yeah, I mean that's just how you're gonna do it. You can't focus on adapting the game. Use the game as the source material, but don't try to remake the game, so to speak.
No,
which is
totally.
what I think a lot of these live action movies do, and they just fucking fail miserably.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm very
Sitting on 70%.
comes out Thursday.
Yeah, we're seeing it Thursday night.
Fuck yeah.
Are you free Thursday night though?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it Thursday night.
Epic,
Kidding?
bro. Epic, dude. Yeah, no, I'm very keen. I think Ryan Reynolds is perfect for it.
Oh, I think we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah,
Just
I think it's
laughing
good.
and stupid shit.
It's good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Have you? They keep putting out little clips. Have you been watching any?
No.
of them? I watched one and it was fucking funny.
Okay.
So I'm in.
I'm hoping not all the jokes were in the initial trailer or the second trailer. I guess.
Well,
I
there was
should
one
say.
clip that like was a completely different scene. That was
Oh,
like,
okay,
It
cool,
wasn't
cool,
even in any trailer.
Da.
There's one little. I won't say that, but like, there's just one little aspect of the scene that like wasn't called out that I think's just fucking funny. Oh, It's nothing. It's like
Okay.
they're driving in a car and he's just in a baby seat. He's just in the back, just in a kid's seat.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I think there's even a brief glimpse of that in the trailer. Anyway.
I think so.
But
Yeah.
I think-
But no, it looks great.
Yeah, I think that would be funny. Where it's just like Ryan Reynolds probably watching that scene. He's like, "Put me in a booster seat,"
It's so good.
and he's just like, "Much better."
It's so good. But yeah, no, we'll have our full review next week. That probably will be topic of the show next week.
Yeah.
Easily. Speaking of video game movies, Dools.
Oh
segue.
goodness me!
Saints Row is getting a film.
Oh.
It's being directed by F. Gary Gray.
Oh.
Right? That's a good. Ooh. We'll see. Like this.
I mean, that just sounds like it's just. I mean, what relation will it have to the game besides the name? I mean, It just sounds like he's just going to make a gangster movie,
Yeah.
or like a straight gang movie. Like,
But it'll be comedic as well.
yeah.
'Cause
Well, yeah,
it's always
Saints Row is
so-
definitely always meant to be over the top.
Way over the top, yeah.
Like even like GTA is like a smart kind of satirical take on American society and just kind of parodies just the absurdity of over the top consumerism. But this Saints Row thing is just like, no, let's just get real fucking wacky.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
So yeah, that'd be interesting to see how that translates to the big screen.
Oath.
Was that the bad news?
No, I'll say it, but like just quickly, F. Gary Gray, I kind of incredibly trust. He did a movie I'd really trust. Sorry, he did a movie lately that I think you hated, and I don't think you knew that he directed it or it's
Really?
coming out. One sec, Gary Gray.
Because his last two, or the most notable at least for me,
Fate of the Furious?
Fate of the Furious,
Straight Outta
and
Compton?
Straight Outta Compton. Yes.
Yes, he did another one. I remember him fucking talking about it. Oh yeah, he's directed the new Men in Black.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it looks great. Having said that, I haven't even seen the first three.
Really need to watch them, man.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't look like they look like films I can be completely okay just not watching.
Dude, it's Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. Josh Brolin.
You may as well have just said. You could have sold me more if you just said it's Tommy Lee Jones. I'm kidding.
In 3, Will Smith goes back in time and Josh Brolin plays a young Tommy Lee Jones and he does it perfectly.
All right, well, yeah. There we go.
I reckon you like him. I really do think you'd like him.
Well, dude, what if Tommy Lee Jones was an older Josh Brolin in No Country for Old Men?
Maybe. One of the best movies of all time, No Country for Old Men.
He was on Kimmel the other day, and I know how we feel about Kimmel, but Josh Brolin. But he was just talking Avengers, and he was also just being like, he's just like, just really talking up Dune, being like, yeah, man, this is gonna be big, like this is like, and he's just like, it's really good to be back with Javier Bardem and talking about that, and so. And by the way, safest assumption ever. He's the fucking villain.
Yeah,
Javier.
He plays a fantastic villain.
Yeah, Brolin could be as well. I mean, I don't know because I think, is it Oscar
Isaac?
Is he in it?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I think Timothy Chalamet is probably one of the leads.
And Oscar Isaac plays his dad.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
All right, dope.
It makes sense that he's definitely in it. I'm just looking at the cast now. Jason
Momoa.
Dude.
Shit.
Okay, I'm just going to read out the cast again. We do it almost... This is slowly turning into the Junior cast. The amount of times we've talked about this movie.
It just sounds so good,
I know. Timothy Chalamet.
And the director is one of my favourite directors.
Yeah, he hasn't made a bad movie. Timothy Chalamet. Jason Momoa. Zendaya. Rebecca Ferguson.
Cool.
Josh Brolin. Oscar Isaac. David Bautista. Stellan Skarsgård. Javier Bardem. And Charlotte Rampling.
Wow! I'll tell you what you need to. I tell you what you need to watch. Of Denis Villeneuve. Villeneuve.
Nope.
Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
I'll tell you what you need to watch of his. I don't think you have. It's an earlier film of his, very art house, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Enemy.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. No, but
Dope.
I've got it on DVD. I've been meaning to.
Dope.
Really?
Short, just like a tight 90 minutes, but it's just like, it's weird.
I like
and it's
movies.
fucking, it's like, it reminds me of Memento, like in terms of tone and like.
Cool.
And so it's not similar plot wise, but in terms of tone and
that's cool.
And like mystery and shit. So, yeah.
Awesome. Alright, Dools. I reckon that we need to just touch on this real quick. Not real quick. Peter Mayhew, our Chewbacca, has passed away at age 74. It's fucking devastating.
May he rest in peace. May he
with yesterday,
may he enjoy all the freshly roasted porgs.
Yeah.
Up in Wookiee heaven.
That's right. That's a big hit.
Yeah, that's a shame. So we're down. I think
Fisher.
I think we only have Anthony Daniels, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford left from the original trilogy. Oh, Billy D. Williams. But I guess I'm just thinking about the main.
Yeah, the main core. That was in every movie, yeah. Well, he hasn't been Chewbacca since the original trilogy.
Yeah, I think him and this new Swedish guy, I can't remember his name, have shared the role for episodes 7 and 8. But I think some of the voice stuff. Yeah. So whereas
he's had a lot of surgeries. He had 2 knee reconstructions about 5 to 10 years ago. He had
but I've heard
years ago he had surgery on his spine.
Well, I've heard and seen in light of his death especially, but I'd seen examples of it over the years that up until pretty much recently, he would just always do random little things out of the blue, like dressing up in the costume and going to children's hospitals.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Just completely in his own free time of his own volition, not scheduled and just unpaid. Just do it.
He just
because
does it.
What a fucking good dude. What a good dude.
It's Johnny Depp does that still as well. He just dresses up as Jack Sparrow and he just goes into random kids.
Johnny Depp, look, I don't think he's had the most incredible performances. No, it's all right. Well, I don't want to take away from Peter Mayhew. I was about to go off in a whole thing, but
no, yeah. I get it. Honestly, yeah, exactly what you said. But, Peter Mayhew, may you rest in peace. Yeah, he'll always be my Chewbacca.
Give us a Rawhaz. Give us a Wookiee call. Give us the Wookiee mating call.
Fuck.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Eh?
I think you got to channel. Like, I think that's like the same area of your voice box where you're getting your Seth Rogen laugh. I think they're related.
Oh man! All right, let's get on to
stuff.
some lighthearted Dools. I wrote this. Ready? Good at it. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Avengers Endgame snaps box office records.
Ooh.
It is. Have you heard what the new report is? What it's projected to make?
I think after this weekend, it's meant to cross $2 billion, isn't it?
It's meant to cross $2 billion after this weekend. It was originally projected to make 2.4. As we both know,
and that would be just under 4. No,
Force Awakens is 2 and some change.
Okay,
It's under 2.1. Is Force Awakens? Force Awakens, I think, is 2.08. Infinity War's 2.04.
and Avatar's 2.7.
High 2.7. So we can basically say 2.8. So this is now projected to beat Avatar.
I fucking hope it does, man.
Dude, it deserves it though, right?
And I'll happily pay up the shinny if it does. Like, I mean, well, you know, it only has to be Force, as we said. But I'll get you that beer as well. Happy to do it.
Oh man, I'm just glad. Like, I'm glad that it fucking is.
But this is wild, man. Because this is like, I mean, it's a testament to Marvel's storytelling and how they've built up these films and these characters over the years. It's beat the first Avengers. Ultron did worse than the first Avengers. Then Infinity War beat the first one, and now this is beating Infinity War. I mean, it's absolutely mind blowing to think. Think about that.
Like, people can always talk shit about,
and the marketing wasn't nearly as aggressive as Infinity War's either.
But people can always like look down on superhero movies, but you got to take in.
Dude, everyone watches these fucking movies, though.
Like, for a
even
reason.
the people that don't like them, like, clearly are going to see them. Otherwise, how is it making this much money?
For a reason, like, if it's just good action, people wouldn't stick on for 22 movies.
Yeah,
they have to have substance, and they've really created substance. They put character before action. That's why we really fucking care about Iron Man.
I saw it again on Friday night, this past Friday night, and even then, there's still cheering and crying for, you know, those big moments. Like, bro, like, you know, there's like the fucking fans. Like, you know, there's so many fans of this shit, and this is like 2 weekends after opening, pretty much.
It's crazy.
So,
it's printing money.
Yeah,
it is printing money.
So I want to see it in IMAX. 'Cause,
I want to see it in 40X.
I think IMAX is. I would preference it over 40X. I'm not saying we don't do both, but because it was shot in IMAX, so that's like the optimal way.
Sure. To
see it.
Yeah, we could probably do it one night this week or something. Yeah. Speaking of big money dolls.
Ooh, give it to me.
Phil Lord, Chris Miller have been signed on to be making some TV shows for Sony, including they're doing a Spider-Verse spin-off for Sony TV. Great idea. Their check is known to be 9 figures. $100+ million.
Goodness.
Good.
This is like a 5-year plan where they're overseeing
like
essentially Sony's Marvelverse on the small screen.
Yes.
So, I mean, we can already tell it's going to be mainly it's only Spider-Man. That's all they have. So, I mean, they're going to tap into all. But Spider-Man is just so rich with its characters and villains.
It is.
So, I think it's just a perfect opportunity to get weird and wacky. I'm just wondering, Sony. So, where would these exist? I wonder. I mean, is Sony going to... do they have their own streaming service that they provide for? I mean...
that's a good question.
So it's interesting.
That's a very good question.
Anyway, we'll see how it plays out.
If they pay these guys over $100 million, they can fucking do a streaming service.
I'm fucking in.
Yeah,
Are you kidding? Yeah, fucking oath.
I love Phil Lord. I love Chris Miller. They were right to leave Solo.
But I think... Oh, well, I mean... Right, I think that would... Yeah,
they were pushed out.
It's such a shame, I think.
Would you put that on their discography or filmography?
Solo?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they'd pretty much shot like 70% of Ron finished it. So
you'd want to slice that bit off, right?
Were they still... I think they were still credited in the credits, weren't they?
I think maybe.
I
don't know. I didn't stay for the credits.
But the thing... Well, I mean, just to quickly touch on that again, I think... I think the opposite actually happened of what a lot of people thought, just because of these guys' pedigree being kind of comedic, lighthearted stuff, and so everyone assumed like, oh, they're just going to make it too kiddie and funny. That was apparently the opposite was happening. It's like Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm wanted it to be more in that direction, whereas they wanted to take it in a grittier direction. And it's such a shame we didn't see that version, because I think it's exactly what Star Wars needed. But anyway, can't wait for that. I hope it doesn't distract them from what we really want, which is Spider-Verse 2.
Absolutely.
But dude, I'm all in.
Dude, I can guarantee the amount of money.
And dude, this is genius, because like Spider-Verse was a critical and commercial
Oscar award winning
hit. Yes, I mean,
one best
of course,
animated
dude,
movie.
Sony would have been over the fucking moon. There's no way anyone would have called that like behind the scenes.
No.
Like, I'm sure they knew they made something special, but I bet the producers and the executives were all like, "Yeah, this is a great, fun little kid movie," and there's just like no one could have predicted how well it would have done. So yeah,
No, for
it's
sure.
awesome.
I'm
gonna watch
I
it
still,
again,
so do I. I still remember seeing Spider-Verse for the first time when I got given tickets and someone slept in and didn't make it. Always gotta hold that above your head, but like I remember those credits rolling as being like, that was the best movie I've seen this year.
Wow.
That beat Infinity War, and I still think that's the best Marvel movie. Like, I loved Endgame. I fucking adored Endgame. I still think Spider-Verse is the best Marvel movie.
That's bold. I couldn't go that far, but I mean, it's definitely up there for me.
You respect it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I don't even know if that's it. Anyway, what's the next ad?
Dools. As I was saying before about the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone Season 2 has been greenlit.
Oh, cool.
So they see potential in it, and they definitely completely back Jordan
JP.
Peele. Yeah. I see a lot of potential in the show. I'm only one episode in, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to judge just based off the one episode.
and I've heard a lot of people saying the other episodes are so much better.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I'm very keen to get into it.
And some favourite actors of mine already know. I know Seth Rogen's in one, Stephen Yeun, so
Yeah.
I'm keen.
Very keen. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. Dools, this is one that will make you real happy. Fantastic Beasts 3 is slated to come out November 2021.
Oh, that's far away. Why so far away?
I don't know. Who gives a shit about the movie?
That must have been because of the lukewarm reception to the last one, right? And they just maybe went back to the drawing board a little bit.
Maybe. What do you reckon? Are you going to see this one? Anyway, Dools, moving on.
I'm actually I'm not glad when I predict how, films are going to be bad or whatever. I called it.
Dools, Keanu Reeves is reported to take part in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Right there. We're living in a truly golden era of cinema. We can't take this for granted. If Keanu Reeves joins and potentially is the villain...
I don't need to be the villain. I want him to be like a main part now.
But most of the villains, it seems to end up, kind of like switching sides and stuff.
That's true, Jason.
And then maybe, and I'm holding out for it. And fucking goddamn it, I think it's going to happen. They're setting up Tom Cruise to be the villain of Fast 10.
He would do it, man. He would absolutely.
Can you imagine? And then it turns out it's like he's like Tom Cruise is undercover and he was using an alias, and he's actually Ethan Hunt. And then this is where they introduce like the universal fucking.
Oh my god! The
universal fucking cinematic universe. Oh shit!
But we know what the
I don't even know if Mission Impossible is universal. I don't think it is. But
no, probably I don't think it is. I think it's
could be a collaboration.
I'm pretty sure it's Skydance, but we know what the 10th film's going to be called. We know it's going to be Fast 10 Your Seatbelts.
Yeah, and if that's not even the tagline, I'm not seeing it day one.
We're definitely seeing it. Day one.
I can't even hold myself accountable to that threat.
2020, dude. That's when the Fast 9 comes out.
Oh shit! Yeah, I guess it was delayed. The only disappointing thing is that apparently because of Hobbs and Shaw, The Rock and Statham won't be in 9, which is a shame. So hopefully they make a grand reappearance.
Saying
for 10.
that, but people have always said.
But why would they lie about that though?
Yeah,
I don't understand what that spoils.
That's true.
And the fact if they're bringing in Cena and Keanu for 9,
fuck
then
me.
Fuck me. Then it's way. Can you imagine? I can't even believe I just said those words.
Oh my god, this is the fucking best world ever.
But if they are bringing those guys in, then that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense for The Rock and Statham not being there because they got to fill that void somehow.
True.
So that's the only thing that concerns me. It's just like, oh fuck. Then if those two heavyweights are coming on, then it probably is true that they're not in the movie.
Could you just imagine that boardroom meeting where they're like, we need another star, and one guy just goes, "Well, Keanu."
But I think they probably would have looked at Keanu because of John Wick, and that's why I'm convinced Tom Cruise will eventually join it. Because Mission Impossible's fucking huge right now.
And he'd love to do that shit,
Dude,
man.
he would love to do it. And we still need, like, this is just like the dream team, but like a Rock Cruise movie. Like, it has to happen one day.
No, it does. It really does. Oh my god, it absolutely does, Dools. It does.
I'm sure it's in the works. I'm sure they're talking.
Dools, a few trailers came out this week. Should we talk about them?
I think we can brush over some of them, at least the ones we saw. I'm not interested in.
The Society trailer. Netflix TV show came out. Trailer dropped. It looks like...
Wait, is it a show or a movie?
Show.
Oh, okay.
Episodes come out in a couple of weeks, it says. Yeah, it looks like Riverdale cross Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
I
I mean, Netflix's data is obviously telling them that these shows are fucking killing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep making this shit. So, I mean, you know, they're just doing whatever the proper motive is, and so it's a shame, but yeah.
Fair enough, I guess. Murder Mystery, though, the trailer came out. New Adam Sandler movie.
Actually, looks okay.
Yeah, with Jennifer Aniston.
So,
it looks really okay.
I thought that maybe Sandler had extended his contract or something, but I guess this must be the fourth movie.
I'll look at
Although I was
double-check.
there was already a fourth.
I'll double check.
So yeah, this looks okay. I mean, we're going off very,
one trailer.
Initial impressions here, but Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler re-teaming up. I think the last movie they did was like
Blended? No, Just Go With It?
Yeah.
Just Go With It.
Yeah, that sounds right. It looks like, it looks like it at first looks like Cluedo the movie, but then I think it digs a little deeper and it's kind of like like espionage thriller, but obviously, with Adam Sandler-esque comedy in it. So
remember the movie The Week Of?
No. So I thought there was another one.
Apparently that's a Netflix movie that I just never heard
Jesus. Of. Anyway, another Sandler Netflix movie. None of them have been particularly great.
No.
But
go watch the
Merowith
Stories,
yes.
The Merowith Stories is brilliant.
Yeah. I don't think that counts on his deal, but
nah. That's more of a
that's actually a great movie.
It's a great movie.
So I don't know. Looks okay. I'll give it a watch when it comes out.
It looks like dumb fun.
I think I'm probably gonna let you be the guinea pig for that one though.
You always do, Dools. You always do. How's your show notes going this week, Dools?
Show notes?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, good man. Dools.
Mate, I'm better when I'm winging it. We both
Dools.
Have you got a list of upcoming movies though? Because that's all we need.
Dools!
Fuck.
Your movie of the year, Sonic the Hedgehog, got its trailer. Finally.
After years and years of being just the biggest Sonic fan imaginable,
while you ran,
I finally got everything I've been asking for: a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, live action. What is there to say? This looks fucking terrible. This looks truly terrible. Like, this looks really bad. If I were a Sonic fan, I'd like this would just be the biggest insult.
Did you see what Gary Whitta tweeted?
So I think so, but I forget what he said.
He said, "Finally, Sonic fans get the movie that they deserve."
Yeah. I think I listened to another podcast, Sacred Symbols, a PlayStation podcast.
So I listened to it. Really good.
Co-host by Colin Moriarty and Chris Raygun. That's good. Good to hear. Which was the episode did you listen to?
I've listened to two. I listened to the most recent one where he was going on about the English.
How funny is that?
That was pretty funny.
You're right. Good. Yeah. The way Snooker. Yeah.
Snooker.
He's just like positive. He's saying it right. It's like, and even I'm thinking like, it's fucking Snooker. Why are you saying it like that? But anyway, everyone's been tearing this trailer to shreds. Mainly because, it's clearly a kid's movie. It's clearly like, silly, dumb, fun, action, blah, 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 whatever. But the main reason it's getting so much criticism, so much slack, is that Sonic, the one thing, forget the script, forget the, average portrayal of the average performances, whatever, because everyone's like, oh, this is a kids movie, this is dumb, it's just a paycheck.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
But the one thing that's so like easy to get right, because there's all the source material imaginable, there's all the 3D models imaginable that you can go off.
There's video games.
The one thing that's so easy to get right that they just fucked up,
Catastrophically.
so beautifully that they fucked it up, is Sonic himself.
Yeah.
And he looks terrible.
Yeah, he does.
He's got these long, gangly legs.
Yeah.
He's got this tiny abdomen. His eyes, he has human teeth. Compare the look of Sonic to the video game Sonic, and it's just like it's day and night. It's like what? And so my theory is, and I actually think I'm 100% right about this, but they'll never admit to it. Is it's like the new and old shapes, PR little thing. So like they bring out new shapes, and they're like, guys, it's new shapes. Like, trust me, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Everyone hates it. And then not even 2 weeks later, they're just like, okay, we heard you loud and clear. We'll bring back old shapes. But their plan worked. Shapes came back into public conversation. Like, everyone's talking about shapes again. This is exactly what they did, except it wasn't 2 weeks. It was less than 48 hours. The director, after the outcry, it was like, okay, we've heard you loud and clear. We're going to go back to the drawing board with Sonic's design.
They did the same thing with Coca-Cola.
It's like, all right, okay. I think you knew exactly what you're doing. This was just to drum up, talk about on social media and stuff, and it's going to be real interesting to see how, if they go like full accurate and they make him look like perfect, then it's just going to be like, this is the plan all along. I reckon it was just like, because it's not incredible animation, I think it's like, this is just how he looked for the trailer. So I'm going to be really interested to see how he looks in the next trailer they bring out. But
interesting.
I don't know, man. I just but as Gary said, yeah, this is the trailer you guys deserve. This is the movie you guys deserve. So
if you're not right,
Sonic fucking sucks, by the way, dude. Like,
Yeah,
his
it does.
games suck.
He's no Spyro.
Yeah. It's fucking pouring.
Is it?
You didn't bring your clothes in, or?
No, that's not mine. Yeah. If what you're saying isn't right, and this is how he looks in the entire movie, but
Oh no, they have confirmed that they're going to change him.
I know,
So
but
I think it's just
I know,
to see
right.
how he'll look after.
But if they're now saying that we're changing him, I think that's a fucking shitty move. Because
Yeah.
they're not going to delay the movie. They're not going to up the budget. They're just going to put these fucking animators into absolute crunch mode until release date.
Well, yeah. Well, if I'm wrong about my theory and that this wasn't the plan all along, then I think I think this was like a bait and switch, and that this was just for the trailer. He was never going to look like that. But I mean, yeah, if it's true that they're going to make those animators go into crunch mode and fucking work their asses off to change him,
unpaid overtime.
yeah, which is like fuck that. Yeah, they'd have to seriously work their asses off to get it done in time. Then yeah, that's shit. That's a shitty thing to happen. But I don't know. Part of me is just like, this was like part of the master plan.
You could be right, Dawes.
Because I mean, it's fucking Sonic. Like, I mean, how do you get people excited about a Sonic movie?
Yeah, you could be right, Dawes.
Yeah.
Could be right.
Rant over, has.
Dawes, give me a jingle for topic of the week.
It's topic of the week, baby.
Nice. So Dawes, our topic of the week, super simple. We're just going to go through what's left of the year. What we're looking forward to.
The big releases.
Yep.
I'm
just going to go
quick look. So we'll kind of like, I guess, the big ones that we want to talk about, we'll talk about, and the little ones we'll give a little shout out to.
Exactly. So
Won't get too deep.
shout out already because we've already talked about it. Detective Pikachu comes out this week.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Next week we got John Wick 3.
Parabellum!
It's going to be fucking amazing.
That means, dude, parabellum in
Means
Latin
war?
means to war.
To war. That's
How
right.
fucking
That
good.
is- this is
How
gonna
good.
be so good, man.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll probably see it on Thursday, but like the weekend before I let's just watch 1 and 2.
Fuck yeah. I've got them both on DVD just coming
Beautiful.
in. We'll get a couple of beers, whatever. Dawes, the next week after that we get Aladdin.
Yeah.
I'll see it.
I mean,
I've got zero excitement for it though.
yeah.
No excitement at all.
These are coming out real. It seems like almost like every month because Dumbo was March or April,
Yeah.
and then May, and then June,
July, I
and July.
believe.
So yeah,
July,
pretty close. Yeah.
Rocket Man the week after looks great. I think.
I'm still not sold though, but I mean,
True.
it just it doesn't really do much for me. I like.
Are you gonna
Golden
wait for
Gun.
reviews? You're still gonna see it though, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, we see everything for this podcast, but
yeah.
so yeah,
Godzilla.
I just still need to be sold on it. That's all.
No, that's fair enough. Godzilla King of Monsters comes out after that. Already seen
I think
that.
it's very likely we might see it again. So
Very true.
yep.
Very true. June. We're into June. We get X-Men Dark Phoenix, your favorite franchise.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just the part where I was just gonna say that this will be fucking garbage.
It does.
Call it right now.
It's got 0 stakes as well, which is not good. We've got Men in Black International. I'm keen for this. I'm keen for this. I love a good Men in Black movie. And I reckon that you should definitely catch up on them before that.
Yeah, you know what? I think I will.
Do it, then you can just review it on here.
Do you think there'll surely be some references to? Do
I reckon Tommy Lee and Will Smith are both in this.
Do you reckon they cameo at the end?
Cameo,
Just like,
yeah. I absolutely do. We've got Shaft coming up right after that.
Shaft,
which is we can both agree that it's gonna be fucking awesome.
it looks ridiculous. It looks crazy fun.
So ridiculous.
Three shafts just fucking killing it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
More for me because I know you don't like horror. Child's Play. Now that it's voiced by Mark Hamill, I'm a lot more in. And
doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
Doesn't mean it's gonna be good. But
are the Chucky movies even good, or are they?
No, they're horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
But you did send me the poster that they made this week.
Oh my god, scarring.
Yeah, it was
what
great.
What the fuck?
It was you saw Woody's hat, and it was like a bit of fluff, and you see Chucky walking away.
Yeah, actually there was a slightly, because that was slightly cut off in Mark's tweet, but there's like a little puddle of blood there as well.
Oh god.
Under Woody, and I'm like, I did not need to say that.
And what was the tagline? Was it "You got a friend in me" or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
You got a friend.
It's got
terrible.
That's good marketing, though.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of that, right after that, we get Toy Story 4.
Oh, shit. Is that in June?
June.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay. Fucking oath.
I know.
I thought that was later in the year.
Nah, man. No.
Awesome.
July. This is where we get the fucking heavy hitters, Dools. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
We get Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yes.
First
give it to me.
week.
This is just real quick. So
go ahead.
So we got Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio.
Yes.
Can't fucking wait to see him in action.
He's gonna be brilliant.
I think they don't cast someone as big as Jake Gyllenhaal unless they want him for a few movies. Sinister Six they're cooking up the Sinister Six.
Do you reckon Keaton's in it?
Could be a cameo. I think the only way you can convince me that Keaton becomes a villain for Spider-Man again is that, people convince him. Maybe it's Norman Osborn who's pulling the strings, who's funding the Sinister Six. He moves into Stark Tower, by the way. He's the one who bought it. I called that. And that will be teased at the end of Far From Home because obviously the majority of it is set in London. But I think Osborn will be the one to hire and create the Sinister Six. And I think the only way Adrian Toomes, because it seems like at the end of Homecoming, like he kind of like protects Spider-Man because that one of these guys is just like, yo, I heard you know who the Spider is. I heard you know who his name is. And he's like, if I knew, he'd be dead already. Clearly protecting Peter because part of him is like, well, he saved me and he saved my family from blah, blah, blah. The only way you can bring him back into the fold and make him a villain again, convincingly, is that Osborn pretty much like has his family, hostage.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you have to work with these guys to kill the Spider-Man, otherwise your family dies. And so and then that'll be convincing. And so I think, they're definitely setting up the Sinister Six for Spider-Man 3 or 4. I don't know, because you definitely have to rush the introduction of the other 4 villains in Spider-Man 3. That's why the only way it could be a little sloppy.
No, I get you. I agree with you.
But I think this is Marvel's chance to do the Sinister Six. And the fact that the first 2 villains have been Mysterio and Vulture, I think, we're going to see.
Did you see what people have picked up?
And we technically see Scorpion. That was the guy who asked. That was Scorpion. Yeah. So,
Did you see what people have picked up in that last scene of Endgame when they're in the school?
No.
They picked up a character that's in that scene. Did we tell you? That could be in Far From Home.
Obviously not Ned.
No.
Who?
Ben Mendelsohn.
He's in that scene.
Apparently he's in the background, yeah.
Fuck off.
Right? No, apparently he's in that scene. Apparently he's in the background. Like, I'll pull up a
what?
Right?
No way.
For how fucking good would that be?
What's he doing there?
Wait, Ben,
the old director of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, what? But that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because he's like...
Endgame.
But he's like the old director of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the 90s.
That's him. They're like, when it's actually the shot, it's so obviously him, apparently.
Oh.
We'll see. What if Ben Mendelsohn is in Far From Home and that's how they start with, shit, what are their names? Skrulls.
Fuck. Okay.
Cool,
well,
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be so random, though. I'm not convinced of that.
We'll see.
That's fascinating, but...
The Lion King comes out the week after. Dools.
Fuck. Dude, Disney is getting too big for their own good. I swear.
It's fucking awesome. I think it's 2 weeks, actually, because Spider-Man moved towards us.
Oh, yes.
Awesome. So it's good. It's good to give Spider-Man a bit of breathing room. I think that's the main reason why they did it for Lion King, to give it a bit of breathing room.
Yeah. You don't want to cannibalize your own films.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Right after that, Dools, we get Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well, it's actually a little later for us. I think it's the first week of August for us. Or for Australia. We have a slightly delayed release date. But
I'm sure I can get us a preview too.
Pretty much... oh, dude. Oh, my God. That's probably my most anticipated, actually. Even more than, like, Lion King, Spider-Man. I just, like... Dude, Tarantino just does something for me, man.
Nice.
And it just looks so fucking good. It looks funny as well. It looks like Brad Pitt and Leo, they both have their little moments in it. And I love both those guys as well. I think we're going to it's going to be fucking good.
I know. Jumping into August, Dools. Apparently we get New Mutants.
I don't think it gets a cinema. I don't think it gets a cinema
release either. But you know,
I think they throw it on Hulu and they put no marketing into it.
I agree.
I think it just appears there one day.
Oh yeah,
and people watch the first 10 minutes and they're like, nope.
But you know, it does get a cinema release, Tools.
What?
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
That's a great title.
It's a fucking.
Whenever we talk about it, we have to say Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
never Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, that's very true. Beyond excited for this. It's gonna be the fucking best. It's gonna be gonna be so much fun.
It's just gonna be balls to the wall.
How are we watching this movie?
Gold Class Coronas.
Gold Class Coronas. Are we doing the Sunday?
So Lux then.
Yeah,
possibly. I think it's on the cards.
I think it has to be on the cards. I think it has to be. Scrolling through, we got Artemis Fowl, which gives me fucking nothing. Like, did you watch the trailer?
I think I only read like one of those. They were like a very popular book series. Apparently, fans of the book were positive towards the trailer. They were like excited by it. So I mean, could be alright. Could be alright.
September rolls around, Dools.
Don't fucking say it.
We get Chapter 2.
Oh
yeah.
Shit, dude, we got some fucking movies.
We do indeed, man. That's gonna make a lot of money as well. This year is gonna make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, cinemas aren't dead. Film it.
No, fuck no. I reckon this might be the most profitable year in cinema ever. Think about it. Think about what we got coming up in December as well.
I mean, yeah, of Star Wars and Avengers alone are just they're like the lifeblood of the theater chain at the moment.
And then we've got like Hobbs and Shaw, which is going to make it will probably make $1 billion.
It probably will.
It's crazy. Downton Abbey's movie is finally coming out. A lot of people are actually incredibly excited about this.
A Downton Abbey movie?
Yeah.
So a follow-on from the show, not a spin-off or anything?
No, it's a follow-on from the show. We got the movie...
Very quickly, sorry, just somewhat related, but on the way over here, I was just listening to the radio, and it's confirmed... I mean, we knew this, but I think it's confirmed by George R.R. Martin. 3 Game of Thrones spin-offs in the works. 1 to shoot later this year.
Ooh.
So I knew 1 was definitely happening, but I think
I don't want 'em, man.
Yeah, I think
it's like
three's way too many. The only thing is the lore is so rich in the show that they could make it work. I think 1 or 2 possibly are bound to be bombs. There's just no way all 3 are going to be home runs.
Yeah, because I mean,
Weiss
and Benioff aren't going to be showrunners for it.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the only competent people, and. Yeah, we don't know. I think 1's meant to be set thousands of years in the past, could be focused on Targaryens and other ancient houses. I think 1 might be on Robert's Rebellion, so I don't know. We'll see. But
George R. R. Martin, man, he's a rich boy.
He's a rich old man.
He's a rich man. October runs around.
Imagine if he dies before the books come out.
He will.
Whoa!
October runs around, Dools. We've got Gemini Man, the Ang Lee movie starring Will Smith, where he's
I still haven't watched the trailer.
You still haven't?
Should I?
Yeah, I'll show it to you after this. It's good. It's Will Smith's like it's like a futuristic sort of he's like a hitman, and
So it's Looper.
Kind of, yeah. He fights like him, like a younger version of himself.
Okay.
That same day, we get Joker.
Oh!
Joker looks brilliant.
Shit!
Joker looks fucking awesome.
It does.
There's not one person that's seen that trailer that's just like, eh.
Yeah,
You know, it's that's a trailer that sells you on a movie.
And this will put Todd Phillips on the map big time because, I mean, he's really only just known for The Hangover and War Dogs and whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So,
especially the whatever the fuck, yeah.
This could, yeah, and so this could, like, I mean, this would, I'm sure they're already talking about a sequel because, I mean, once test scores come out, which, I mean, I'd be shocked if this movie is anything less than good.
Yeah.
I can see it maybe not being great and not living up, but I just like Joaquin, dude.
I think Joaquin's
he's so picky about his fucking movies, and especially a comic book movie, which I think hasn't been really too interested about that stuff in the past. I think mainly because of contractual reasons, but I think he's so picky about his films. He would have looked at the script, and Scorsese and De Niro's kind of inclusion also gives me confidence. So
Same.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very good.
That next week, Dools, we get Zombieland 2 double tap.
What the fuck?
I know.
This is crazy.
I know.
See, he's nuts.
I know, Dools. That's gonna be fucking sick. That's gonna be sick.
The Addams Family. We're getting another Addams Family movie?
Yeah, it's an animated movie.
Oh, okay.
The trailer came out for the Addams Family movie. Looks funny. Looks actually really good. Who plays the dad again? It's someone... Oscar Isaac.
Oh.
Yeah, Charlize Theron plays the mum. It'll be good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Alrighty.
We've got the sequel to Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, starring Angelina Jolie and Michelle Pfeiffer. That's going to make a lot of money because the first one made 760 mil globally, which was fucking good.
Yeah, it's big.
It's big. Should we go into November, Dools?
Let's do it.
Roll around to November. We've got Charlie's Angels reboot.
What's next?
We've got Terminator Dark Fate.
What's next?
No, that's Tim Miller's, dude. that's Tim Miller's, bro.
Did you watch Genesis?
Yeah.
What's next? No, I'm kidding. So James Cameron has essentially reacquired the rights or whatever, or like distribution
heavily
rights.
Producing.
So he's heavily producing, executive producing. Obviously, would be. I mean, he's probably fucking shadow directing for all I know. I mean, if I'm Tim Miller, I'd probably at one point I'd be like, oh my god, I get to work with James Cameron. Day 100. Oh, I get to work with James Cameron. Yeah, like I can just see him like just hovering over on set and just being like, "Oh, you sure you want to do that?" Like, but they got Arnie back. They got
all the screenshots look sick.
They got fucking Sarah Connor back.
Linda Hamilton looks badass.
I don't think it's going to be amazing, but I think it could be good. I think it could be good.
I agree. So I think it'll be like minimum good.
I actually couldn't finish Genesis, dude.
Genesis sucked.
I couldn't finish
Genesis was way...
I was halfway in and I'm like, nah.
The week after that, Dools, we get Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining.
Oh.
Yeah, it's starring one only Ewan McGregor, which I'm super keen about.
Wow, okay.
Rebecca Ferguson's also in it, which would be great.
So... it follows the sun, isn't it meant to follow the sun?
Danny, yeah.
Is this a legitimate did Stephen King actually write a sequel, or is this just a film?
This is a book and everything. Yeah,
shit. Is it meant to be quite good?
Yeah.
Doctor Sleep, that's a cool title.
It's a very cool title.
Alright, okay.
I'm in. We get, that same day, we get Kingsman 3, directed by Matthew Vaughn again, which I'm not as excited. It's the prequel one. It's the one that's set in World War II.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But it says Kingsman 3 with Taron Egerton and Colin Firth.
Oh, yeah, I think they have...
That has to be a mistake, because it can't be Kingsman 3. It has to be the prequel, right?
I agree. Yeah, it is the prequel. It's like...
so that's just got to be a mistake. Yeah.
Taron Egerton's on it. Okay. I think he said he wasn't going to do it so he could do Rocket Man.
And so the next one is Margie Claus. Margie Claus.
No, we got Sonic the Hedgehog after that.
So the next one's Margie Claus.
Yeah, with Melissa McCarthy. We can. Okay.
So Melissa McCarthy is Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got Frozen 2, which is going to make another $1 billion. Have you ever seen Frozen 1?
No.
Okay. Funny enough, December rolls around.
Dude,
and
they're still filming this.
they finished today.
Oh, okay.
Today was their rap party.
I was going to say, it's like, fuck, they got to hurry up.
Yeah, I know. Jumanji 2.
VFX
is what
guys
we're
don't have
talking
too
about.
long. Yep.
Yeah, apparently it's great. They all say that on...
One's missing. The Irishman in October.
Oh, true, yeah. Very true.
I don't know how that must have been omitted. I don't know what has this just.
This is not my list, fucking, whatever. Yeah, Irishman that's gonna be fucking awesome. We agree. Yeah, December. So we got Jumanji 2. We've got Masters of the Universe. It's the first I've heard of it. We'll see. We got
the He-Man movie. I have heard about this, but I didn't realize.
I think it's been in the making for so long.
Yeah.
We got Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
So, how are we feeling about this? I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be enjoyable. I'm glad JJ's back at the helm.
It's going to be the best movie ever made.
How, this is, it's touting itself, and JJ said this himself as well, and now it's in the title. It's, explicitly in the title, but this is, tying up, this is, the end to the sagas.
The Skywalker saga, yeah.
So this is, I mean, this is a lot riding on it. Yeah. Do you think it delivers? Yeah. Like a satisfying ending.
I hope so. I really hope so.
I don't know, man. It's I don't think it could possibly satisfy everyone. I think it's gonna be a solid entry, but I think these films in general haven't been amazing. I think episode 7's great. Episode 7's really good.
Episode 8, phenomenal.
I know it's easy to hate on it in hindsight because it's it's a New Hope repurpose. It's I see that, but at the same time, I think it's so good, and I think the new characters bring enough to it, and Han and all that it still feels new and fresh and good. We all know how I feel about 8. It's fun.
Phenomenal.
I think Rogue One, surprisingly, is maybe the strongest.
I agree.
Out of them so far. So, which is why it's a shame that because of Solo's performance that they've kind of put a hold on the anthology films. I wanted that Obi-Wan film has. I really wanted it. I think it could be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm actually pretty certain it was going to happen, but I think
they were going to bring back Ewan McGregor. They'd have to. They would absolutely have to.
I mean, Disney made some poor decisions, but can you imagine if they recast Obi-Wan?
Oh my god,
the fucking outcry! He said he's keen to do it. He looks the part.
Chris Pratt.
Anyway.
And that's about it, Dools. That's about it.
That's okay.
Year.
Oh my god.
Big year coming up.
We've got a big year.
Big year. Huge. That's about it for this week, Dools. Do you want to close us off?
Sure thing. Has you want to close us off?
I do, but I think that you should.
I would. I really would.
So do it.
But I'm one of those people who's just I'm humble enough to admit when something isn't my forte and has you've been killing it lately with the close off, so take it away.
Fuck you, Dools. Each and every Tuesday you can catch the More Cops on Duty podcast, which is your favourite movie, TV and gaming
I'm saying that.
Podcast.
It is your favourite.
Thank you. On all your favourite streaming services. Kevin, you still haven't emailed us. Where the fuck are you? Catch us on Podbean, iTunes and Spotify. For more up-to-date reviews, please follow us on Instagram. Dools has made it his life mission this week to get it all up to date, which is going to be great. But yeah, until next time, I'm Harry, this is Dools, and we're the More Cops on Duty, and we're out.